Hello everyone, and welcome to part 9 of our Northag preview series, with the 9th Division being the British 4th Armoured here. And this one is the link between 2nd UK Infantry and 1st UK Armoured, basically, in its loadout. And we will have a couple of interesting new units here as well. In the logistics tab, it is pretty classic. You have FV432s, which you will see a lot of in this division, as commander and a sultan, and then we get some FV42 as cargoes with 1000 supply, Stoli and Militant trucks here, the AEC Militant with 2000 supply, pretty capable, so good bigger supply units here, Chinook supply helicopter, and Saxons as CV units here as well, plus an FSP to get you through if you want that as well. Infantry tab, 4 tank division, pretty fair with the slots here and pretty fair in the capabilities as well. It's kind of more of a mechanized division, it feels like, in general. The MGs here coming in with the Rover, then you get their Royal Military Police as well, gun groups, and as you can see here, this division doesn't have the Modern Warrior. It's still a bit older in equipment, and it tries to compensate with that with the FV 432. The gun group here having a Law 4-man with L48s and 2 L7 machine guns, so really just a defensive little squadron. They can come in a Saxon, they can come in an FE432 with a single 7mm, or in one with a Milan on top. That is kind of like your poor man's IFV, and for 30 points with smoke, that is fine. Like, this is a fine unit for 30 points, so yeah, might be worthwhile. Assault Pioneers here, coming with 6 men, nothing else. For 40 points, that is fine. They have a different little kind of version of the FE432. It is pretty similar. It has a twin L37 mount though, so a bit more firepower there on top. Smoke as well. Same price, so this is a good bit better, just because it costs the same, and might be actually quite worthwhile there as a fire support unit, with the changes to 1200 meter range for those, as they come for the Assault Pioneers as well. Assault Pioneers outside of that, well known from first. Decent 8-man squad with double light machine guns and explosive light machine guns. Unlike medium machine guns, can fire in CQC situations and on the move, so for an assault squad, that's what you want. That's why the British engineers are pretty decent. Carl Gustav variant, a pretty good one as well, can come in the Scud as well. Terrier leader, coming with a Law. Outside of that, pretty standard. The normal Terriers here. Yeah, classic unit as well. Bad equipment, but at least normal infantry. You can only take them on lowest veterancy, but at least they don't have the reservist trait, and they are decent infantry to hold the line with. 8 hit points and a light AT weapon for 40 points. That is okay. Rifle leaders come with smoke, and the Law, that is a decent one. Can come in the Saxons and the FE432 as well. Then we have the normal rifles, the classic 8-man squad that you have in 1st UK as well, with the Law 80. Solid unit as well. And then we have a Carl Gustav variant with 1 extra hit point here that can come in the Saxon with the motorized rifles. So that, as a 9-man squadron, is a pretty capable unit as well. Costs the same price as the other rifles, is better against infantry because of the extra man and the extra L85 there. Has the slightly weaker AT weapon though, but the Carl Gustav still pretty capable, so that is a pretty good infantry unit as well, and the mix, I believe, is where you really want to be between these two. Milan 2s here, and Milan 1s can come in the FV432 with the Milan as well. The Milan 2 variant can also come in the Spartan MCT with the Milan 2s on top, which I think is the better vehicle there. So if you bring the Milan 2s, you might as well bring them with this guy. And the optics and so on are the same. Both have smoke. This one only has 1 frontal armor, and Milan 1. 10 points extra, you get 2 frontal armor and a Milan 2. The Wombat can come in one with a Wombat on top, so double Wombat power here. 30 points as well. Maybe it should go down to 25 points. In general, recoilless rifle vehicles currently still don't feel quite adjusted to the 1400 meter range. That goes for SPG-9 trucks and so on as well. But yeah, this is an interesting option as well. Artillery is pretty decent. 81mm mortar, 81mm mortar in an FE432. As yeah, we will see a lot of, we did see a lot of them here. FE433 with the Abbott, and then an M107 with the big 175mm gun that we know from the second UK already. Pretty capable here. Got price adjusted back in the day. Is now a pretty efficient little artillery piece. At the low rate of fire for it is an issue though, but it comes with free veterancy, so that helps out a bit. L121, 155mm, decent gun as well. Good in German servers, good in British servers. These guns do their job. The tank tab, it's an armored division. It has a good amount of tanks. It doesn't have good, or like very good tanks at least though. It is an older tank division. But that gives us older, nice, cool tanks as well, like the Centurion Mark 12 AVRE with 155mm gun here. AVRE because it does have the frontal shield and so on, and it is helping out with the engineers. And it has 10 frontal armor. It has 11 pen gun only, so that's why it's only 155 points. That can help out as infantry support nicely. 1925 meter range. Accuracy is pretty bad, and it is also a heat child, so it at least makes always some damage, but it doesn't get better when it gets closer, so it can't really kill anything that easily that has heavier armor, but at least it always does a bit of damage when it hits an enemy tank. So that can be helpful in some situations as well. Mostly decent for long-range infantry support. 2 M1919s here as well. The AVRE, now with 4 second aim time, like all the other guns like it. The AVRE Centurion with the 165mm gun here also has the reactive armor on top and better side armor compared to the other variant that we already know. And with the 4 second aim time, these are a lot better again, and they are really capable. They ignore armor of buildings, and with the 1750 meter range and 3 damage, they one-shot ATGM teams and so on, and with the moving from 6 to 2 to 4 seconds, 2 seconds lower in the aim time, that plays a lot of difference, especially if you can pull it a bit further down, maybe even with veterancy. So 2 cards of these AVREs as infantry support can be real nice and help out, kind of compensating for the lack of IFVs and autocannons in this deck. Swingfires and Strikers as your decent ATGM carriers, and then we have a lot of Chieftains. Chieftain Mark 11, we already know. You get 3 cards of those. Chieftain Mark 9s, 2 cards of those, we already know them as well. 15 frontal armor for the Chieftain Mark 11, 12 for the Chieftain Mark 9, both having decent range, 2100 for the Mark 9, 2275. The low rate of fire being the issue of the Chieftains, and that stays with the Chieftain Mark 6 as well. This one though, having weaker gun and weaker ammunition, so it goes down to 1925 meter range, and it goes down to 16 penetration, which also gets it 40 points cheaper though, and a bit better availability as well, and that makes it a pretty comparable tank to something like a Leo 1, and in that fight, it does pretty well because of the extra frontal armor. It is decently survivable for a light tank, like T55 and Leo 1 area. The rate of fire is the issue, but it has decent penetration and all. So yeah, with the capabilities, it is quite nice. I wish it would have a second card. Maybe we can convince Eugen giving them a second card of these, because I feel like that's where the deck is supposed to go, as a more infantry focused and light tank or lighter tank kind of spam division, compared to first UK, for example, and really being the British tank spam formation, versus the first as the high level tank and second UK infantry as the I don't have tank divisions, or I only have really few tank divisions. So I feel like more of these would really help out, making this deck a bit different. But the Centurion and the Chieftains for sure are cool. Recon, you get the Foxes, you get the Ferrets, you get the Scimitars, so all the standard stuff. Motorized Scouts are a nice new unit. helping out, making them a bit more infantry focused than first UK Armoured, as this is an 8 hit point motorized infantry scout unit with a Calgo stuff. This is a really good scout unit. Has good anti-tank capabilities, has good anti-infantry capabilities, can win against most recon infantry squads out there. So that is quite nice. Classic scout that can come in Spartan, and a normal sniper squad in here. And then we have a Lynx Chancellor, which doesn't have weapons on it, but it has extra optics pot here on the side that gives it exceptional optics on a really fast recon helicopter with 6 hit points. This is a solid little exceptional optics recon helicopter. And then we have the Gazelle rockets, a recon helicopter with very good optics. I feel like it's slightly too pricey compared to the 20 points normal Gazelle rockets. You get only 3 anyways. You usually want to use them in the swarm, and very good optics is not that great. I feel like this should go down to 45, 40 points, but in general, a decent unit as well. Like, trading very good and optics and the speed, exceptional optics and the speed for some rockets. I feel like that would be fine. So 45 points for both or so. But yeah, currently it's at 50. So you usually should just go with the other guys. AA, you get Javelins that can come in the scat with the double 7mm as well. Javelin LMLs. Rapier FSAs. The FSB2 Darkfire with some extra missiles on the side. And yeah, this is the radar guided variant for these decks. We have seen an MNet already. A pretty decent recon radar guided AA unit here. And then Track Trap here with the smoke and all. Pretty decent little unit as well. Helicopters. Lynx alarms with the TOW and the ITOW. Pretty capable little helicopters as well. And then we have some interesting little planes as well. The Jaguar rocket, we already know. Decent helicopter hunter and can kill off small squads. Jaguar cluster, we know already as well. Pretty decent tank destroyer with AM7Ls as well. And then we have the Jaguar GR1A with AM9Ls on the top of the wing and 6 500 kilogram bombs, meaning that this thing nukes things out of existence and yeah, still can bring in some air-to-air capabilities. Then we have the normal Phantoms that we know from 2nd UK. Decent anti-airplane air-to-air unit. Bad against helicopters because it doesn't have a gun, but with 4 Sky Flashes and 4 AM9Ls for 175 points on the long-range fights. 8 missiles for 175 points, that's pretty good. And then we have the Phantom FGR2s, which carry good amount of bombs, similar to the Jaguars here. Same bomb loadout. But it also carries Sky Flashes. And it has a Vulcan gun. So this one is actually pretty capable. And if you mix them with the others, the Sky Flashes as a long-range radar-guided air-to-air missile is quite nice. And multi-purpose fighters here are nice to have. And then we have a cluster variant that carries 4 cluster bombs, 4 normal bombs, and 2 Sky Flashes. So really full-on equipped Phantoms here. The first Phantom that really carries kind of max payload. And not quite weight maybe, but in pylons and all. And yeah, still has a gun pod down there as well. So this is a really heavy payload Phantom. They maybe should be reduced in speed for that, but it is a really capable little fighter, or speed and maneuverability. But currently they perform really, really well. Cost you extra, but yeah, having some nice multi-role things on your bombers is quite nice. And yeah, Sky Flashes are a really nice addition here, helping them out, assisting your air network, AA network. So fourth, yeah, it's not as flashy as other divisions. It is a pretty down-to-earth division, but if you like the Chieftains, this is your home. And yeah, it's just a classic kind of tank plus motorized more division than a really IFV more modern. It's kind of like the older style of tank divisions, more like 1970s, late 1960s style tank division. Though the Chieftains, I believe, are a bit too new for that, but in the style that it works in. And that is quite nice. Like, it's a cool little division for that. If it's really that strong, I'm not sure. But with a couple of buffs, I think it can be brought there. And it's nice to have. I'm not liking that we didn't get a West German division. But 4th Armoured here is still a nice addition. So yeah, let me know down below what you think about it. And see you in the next one.